of just a few passages. So the prologue, and this is in my mom's voice. I don't know how you're going to celebrate life now. Those were the words from an actual text message that someone sent me after the death of my daughter, Tanya, in 2015. I was surprised and shocked that they would say that. It was less than a month after she had passed. I was truly heartbroken and didn't know what I was going to do. I missed my daughter, Tanya, terribly and was hurt. I would have died for her. It didn't seem fair. She was so sweet and nice. I know people say crazy things when someone dies because they simply don't know what to say. There was a time in my life where those words would have sent me spiraling into a state of worry and self-doubt, questioning and diving deeper into the intent of what the sender was really trying to say. I used to worry about what people thought and said about me for so long. It wasn't the first time someone made a remark about my positive attitude. People don't have a clue about what was going on in my life. It's only been in the past 10 years that I've come into myself. Other people's opinion of me have nothing to do with me. And at 70, I could not care any less. Was asking how I would celebrate life now a snide remark or a test of my will? Or as some would venture to say, the work of the enemy. I question whether I did indeed want or even have the right to celebrate. After all, I had just experienced one of the most, if not the most heart-wrenching and devastating things that I've been through in my life. Instead of meeting the question from a well-meaning friend negatively, I looked inward and received it with love. Yes, how was I going to celebrate life now? It was not so much a question for me, but an awakening call to celebrate life even more. In the years since my daughter's passing, I faced other challenges that would continue to reinforce the urgency of living in my truth and living my motto every day. Who I am today is vastly different from the shy, insecure, bony girl with the two broken front teeth from Townsend, Delaware. And then I'm going to read an excerpt from a chapter called Joan's House. And this kind of sums up our relationship in a sense. So I wrote, someone asked me the other day, you and your mom have the perfect relationship. Do you ever argue or get upset with each other? The person wasn't trying to be mean, but was in true amazement of our relationship. My response was, my mom is my best friend. Mother-daughter relationships can be complex, but our relationship isn't perfect, but it's pretty perfect for us. There was a time when we hit a rough patch. I was trying to be grown after I graduated from college and wanted to assert my independence. She was not having it at all and let me know point blank. It stung. I won't go into detail, but we barely spoke for weeks or so. It was not good, and my little feelings were hurt. I think we both were hurt, but we spoke honestly, got over it, and mended things. It was very emotional, but communication was key. Our relationship has evolved and has always been based on love, respect, and trust. We don't always agree on things. We get on each other's nerves sometimes. but I give her grace because she's the mama. She asks me to do things that I don't want to do. And sometimes I give in, and sometimes I'm like, please don't ask me to do that. No. She doesn't butt into my life or weigh in on my decisions that I make for the most part. She gives her opinion when I ask. We promptly apologize when we're wrong and give each other space when needed. She knows her daughter, and I know my mommy. I celebrate her because I know her life and what it's taken for her to get to the place she's in now. The good, the bad, the ugly, and some things I probably shouldn't know. She's made countless sacrifices and has always put her girls first. I know that I'm truly blessed. So I'm going to ask you some questions. Oh. So when I, made the decision that I was going to write her book, we sat down literally in the mornings, at nights. I would call her. She would send me text of things she was thinking about. I would get up early in the morning before I had to log on for work. late at night when we saw each other in person. I have notes, pages and pages full of notes. But I'm going to ask her some questions. And this is literally how, we wrote the book. So the first one, why did you want your story told and why was it important to share with the world?
She didn't tell me these questions ahead of time. She wouldn't do that because she said she didn't want me to rehearse the answers. So why did I want this book written and why did I want my story told?
Yeah, why did you want your story told and why was it important to share with the world?
Okay, let her
Yeah.
in first.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, well, I really wanted it to be inspiring, knowing that all that I had gone through in my lifetime, like Tracy said, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And I just thought it would probably help somebody else, because people are always telling me, you're always so positive. They don't you have a worry or care in the world? Of course I do. I'm human. So I thought in me telling my story that I would be able to help somebody else. It's just that simple, that I really wanted it to be inspirational and motivating. I was no longer afraid to tell my story for so long. I was ashamed of my life, but I am no longer ashamed of my life. It's my life, and I'm happy, I'm free, and I'm joyful. And I want the whole world to know. Yes, I just feel like my story will definitely be able to help many.
Great. All right. Second question.
Okay.
You share some very intimate details and painful moments in your life. I know it's your truth, but how do you feel about that level of exposure?
I'm okay. Telling telling this. Well, first of all, there's nothing new under the sun. What I've been through, other people have been through, but as I said previously, I was no longer ashamed of my life. For so long, I was really ashamed of my life. And in telling this story, I am totally free. I feel so light and so free because it definitely is my truth. It's my truth. And I'm happy. I have no problem about it. I'm really free.
All right. This one I'm actually gonna change it up a little bit, but you talk in the book about challenges that you've been through, and part of it is talking about forgiveness and closure. Like why do you feel it's important for forgiveness, having that closure?
Oh yeah, forgiveness is for you. It's not for the other person. It's for you to forgive someone if someone's done you wrong, um, in any capacity. It really is for you and not for the other person. So that was free because I just want to be free and live my life in joy and happiness. That's basically it. Simple.
Okay. What do you want people to take away from this book?
I want them to I want to be able to help people. If you haven't read my book, when I was a little girl, I always said I wanted to be a missionary. And people would say, "Oh, you don't even know what a missionary is." And I would say, "Yes, I do. It's to help people." So really in this book and telling my truth, it's basically I really want to help other people to try to find their truth and to inspire them and help motivate them. If I've been through this, what I've been through, you can do the same thing. Everybody has something. And some people say, yeah, I have a story, but mine is not for sale. Well, mine is for sale, and I'm okay with it. It's my truth.
All right. Good. Right. My final question, right? You're 72 years young now.
Yeah.
And God willing, we still have a lot of life left to live. Is there anything that you still want to do or experience as you continue to celebrate life?
Well, I haven't even told you this, but it's always been one of my dreams and goals. I don't know if I've talked to you about this, but I've always been interested in being a motivational speaker.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah. And I want to really pursue that now. Now that we've got this,
For someone who used to be afraid of public
yeah,
speaking.
totally afraid to get in front of an audience and speak. Very shy, could not look at you. I'm not the same person I was, and now I'm free of that, and I'm ready to move forward. Yep, 72. I'm just beginning, really. And also, maybe some of you know, I have 12 more states to visit in the United States. That's one of the goals I really want to accomplish before I leave this earth. Visit all 50 states.
What are some of the states that you haven't gone to?
Most of them are in the Midwest. Just finished 4. So let's see: Idaho, North Dakota, South Dakota, uh, Colorado. Believe it or not, I haven't been there. Oregon, New Mexico, um, Utah. Can't think of the other ones, but
all right.
Yeah, I'm going to do it.
All right. Those are my questions.
Okay. Now,
well, I was gonna...
what?
What?
I have a question for you since you asked me these questions and you didn't tell me. I have a question for you.
Oh, what is the question?
What was something you learned about me that you didn't know in writing the
Oh my gosh.
What's something? I want to know. It's okay. I want to know. It's all out there now in the book. So I mean, maybe that's not in the book.
So my son is here.
Okay. So I can't. Grayson, you can leave the room. Yeah. Well, I think DeAndre's on the call too.
Yeah, my nephews.
That's okay.
So
say what you.
Okay.
Okay, it's okay.
So think about something that if you had to interview your parent and the thing that you did not ever want to talk to them about. That's probably what. Okay. Because I was just like, oh, this is TMI. I don't know. But it was, I mean, at times when I was interviewing you, I was like, ooh, I need to take a break. Because you were really, you were really raw.
Yeah.
Like, you shared a lot.
Well, but it freed me up. It's my life.
No, but it was good. So
I'm okay.
I won't say exactly what those things are.
Well, some of it is in the book. They can read between the lines.
Well, they can read it in the book.
Yeah. But you think it really embarrassing to you, or
embarrassing? But we share a lot, but there were some things that we had not shared.
At least it's funny to you.
Yeah, it was funny. I was like, okay, Mom.
So now you don't have to worry when I make my transition.
Let's just say there's a lot that I don't know about you right now. No, now after the book.
Okay.
After the book.
Okay. That's the only question I had for you.
All right. No, that's good. So we wanted to open it up to the audience. Does anyone have any questions for us? You take yourself off mute and any questions for us?
Hi, this is Michelle Dungy Brown, and I just wanted to say to your mother just how encouraging it was just to hear her say and laugh about being free. Just understanding sometimes as a mom what we carry and what our children see of us. They see from a certain age and point, and not all of what we carry. And so for your mother, in her being free and open with you, what were some of the things, either you or she can answer, that maybe she shared that you had one opinion of as a daughter and your vision of your mother, and what she opened up to you in her being free?
I think, thank you for that question and comment. Like she's, growing up, I think we hold our parents to a certain esteem. Like you look at them as mom or dad and not really think about their lives outside of you being the center. And we've always been very close, but I think I got to know more of her as a whole, as a woman, as a whole woman, not just a mother, not just a caregiver, but all aspects of her life. Um, and I think that was important for me because when I look at my life and the things that I do, like, being a mother, being a career woman, wanting to have, a life outside of those things and what that means, it's like, someone said, you can't, people say you can't have it all. And then it's like, okay, you can have it all, but maybe not all at once. But I think she's helped me to, I think, gain another level of confidence in saying that it's okay for me to want more for myself, more for my life, and I don't have to just be relegated to these buckets that all of these things make me who I am. So, yeah,
Thank you.
thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, fam. Mom and I just would like to say congrats to you guys.
Thank
And we are
you.
so looking forward to reading the book. And we'll send you a side note. But congrats to you both. We love you.
Love you.
Love
Thank you
too.
so much.
Thank you. Any other questions?
Hi, this is Joyce Dungy Proctor.
Hey,
So
Joyce.
I'm excited. I'm so excited. First and foremost, I want to just say congratulations, but to your daughter for using her gift, her God-given gift, to help you to fulfill a dream.
Yes.
I mean, that in itself is legacy. That is priceless. Just so priceless. I'm emotional. And then to Joan, you know how I feel about you. But
Yes.
let me just say it publicly. You have been the same from the day that I first laid eyes on you. You have not changed in terms of your heart. You celebrate life. You model the way. This book is your platform to speak and to inspire. You've been doing it the whole time.
Thank
You don't even realize how many lives that you've impacted just by your celebration of life. I mean, and I just have to say, and I'm not going to go long, but you pop into my place of employment to give me a hug, just to tell me that you love me. So I'm telling you that I love you.
I love you too.
And I cannot wait to purchase your book. And I cannot wait to hear more about new life beginning, because you're 72 and this is when new life begins.
That's right. Absolutely. Thank you, Joyce.
I had given her, she's literally probably 20 years asking me to write her life story. And I would say, well, your life story best. Like, you can write it yourself. And I would give her journals. And she's like, no, but you're the writer. You can write it. And I'm like, but, and so it was like a good 20 years.
Yeah.
That she had asked me to do this. And so I finally said yes. And it was fun. And doing this in between, like my career, being a mom, trying to have a life, I would, my son was really my motivation because I had a section where it was my writing area where I would have sticky notes up on the wall, things that I wanted to put in the book, and he would add his notes and what he wanted me to ask her. But he would come up to me and be like, you haven't finished that book yet. So, he was on me, and it was really important for me to set an example for him where, he saw me, set a goal, and he saw the process that I went through to try to achieve it, and then to finally see it come to fruition. That was important. And in the beginning of the book is dedicated to the memory of my sister Tanya. And then I have, and for Grayson and DeAndre, um, who had a front row seat to celebrate life with their G mama since they were born. So they grew up knowing her favorite song, Celebration by Kool and the Gang. Like that was, I think, one of the first songs my son learned how to sing and still sings it to this day. He knows the beat and everything, where to come in on. So, it's really special. Any other questions?
Hi, Tereska. It's Teresa. Hi, Miss Joan. I just
Oh,
I am having problems with my video, so that's why I'm not on camera. But I want to say congratulations, and it's been a wonderful journey just seeing Tereska go through the journey with you and learn more about you, and what a special moment and time it is to share and to learn more about your mother. And just when you think you know your mother and you have such a great relationship, that you find out even more by writing this book. I'm looking forward to reading it. But Garfield's sitting on my shoulder, and which is my husband, and he said, whisper to me, what advice would Miss Joan give that little broken tooth girl from Townsend, Delaware today? And so what would you give that little girl
I like that
advice
question.
today?
That you are enough and you've always been enough. You have a heart of gold, and regardless of what people have thought and said, you have always been enough and real. That's basically it.
I love it. Thank you. That's a good tidbit. You are
Yeah,
always enough.
yeah.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. It's Keisha. I just wanted to say that I'm so proud of both of you. It was an excellent read, and for those who haven't read it yet, um, I read it in pretty much one sitting. So it was really, really like it had my attention from the very beginning to the very end, and I'm waiting for part two.
He's gonna write that.
Oh, yeah. A lot has happened in the 2 years since I turned 70. A lot has happened. And I'm
And I do
still
have one
standing and I'm
one
still celebrating
question.
life.
Where would you say you get most of your strength from? Because you've overcame so many
That's
obstacles.
a good
Like,
question, isn't it?
where do you pull the strength from?
Well, I do believe in a higher power, whatever you might call higher power, God, Jehovah, Buddha, whatever. I do believe in a higher power, but I really, when I, want to be negative or I want to go back immediately, I will just say, I'll switch the channel. I will not allow myself to be negative. I will not, because sometimes things will come on me and I want to be negative and I won't. I'll go for a walk or I'll do something, but I just won't allow it. It just is not in my vocabulary. I will not. I fight it. And real hard.
And she's done that to me before.
And
There were times where I would call her and I would start off complaining about something. There are a couple times where she's actually hung up on me and said, "Nuh-uh, do over," and like literally hung up the phone on me. And I was, I'd be in my feelings, but I would have to call her back. But it takes me a moment, but she won't. She'll let me stay in it for a little bit, but she'll say, that's not my daughter. And I have one of my, very good friends who's not, she couldn't make it tonight, but she told me, she was just like, Tereska, she was like, you watch your sister die. You watched her take her last breath. And she's like, and if that doesn't compel you to think a certain way or to change, your attitude about things, she's like, I don't know what it's going to take. So and I don't dwell there, but it is a stark, reminder. And I always tell people, that as long as you have breath left in your body, every day is, every minute is a chance to change your mind, to change your way of thinking, and to do anything that you want to do.
Yeah. It's always
Well,
saying
definitely
next minute is not
congratulations.
promised to you. The next minute is not promised to you. So you have to live each moment really like it's your last. So I want it to be positive and not negative and not thinking negative thoughts and being mean and angry. That's not the way I live my life. I made a conscious decision about that.
I am. So there was so one of my questions I didn't go into detail because it's tough for me to like think back to that, but you talk about like the physical and verbal abuse that you endured from your first husband with my dad. And in the book, most of the names are changed, but I was young, but I have a very vivid memory of the last time he was violent towards you. Like I remember that. And I asked you in the book, because when we were going through the pictures, because at first I wasn't going to put pictures in it. And then I was like, I want to put pictures in it. And there's one picture in the book of Tanya and I at the kitchen table, and you sitting at the kitchen table, we're smiling, and we have white t-shirts on. And I asked you, I said, Mommy, was this the morning that happened? And so, like, you didn't have to go into that level of detail, but you asked me something. I wasn't surprised about it, but we had never really talked about that until the book. Mm-hmm. Like we knew it happened, but we never had a conversation about it. So I think that was kind of freeing for both of us. Like I think with my dad, like you never spoke negatively about him to Tanya or I.
Nope.
At all. We were allowed, we formed our own relationship and had our own opinions, but never once in my entire life did you ever speak negatively about him. And I think that's helped me in looking at my relationships, but also looking at the power of forgiveness and closure. And we were all able to get that before he passed, which I think that was freeing for you and freeing for him to apologize and talk about, what a good job you did with, Tanya and I. And that was tough to write, because after all the notes were taken, I had to go back and I was writing and write all of that, like through everything. So I think for me, just writing it and going through the emotions that I went through when I was writing it when I was by myself, because you weren't, once we stopped the interviews, I had to go off and do that by myself. So that though, there were some tough times there.
You did a great job though.
Hey, it's Nikki. How long did the abuse last for?
Physical abuse or mental abuse?
Both.
It really, I saw signs before even we married. So we weren't married that long. It was before the marriage, but I just ignored it because, well, I was pregnant. Did I tell?
Yeah.
Okay. So I was pregnant when we got married.
With me.
With Tereska. So it was before we got married. Yeah, it was before we got married. It was throughout the whole marriage. Insanely jealous, accusing me of always with someone else, and just anything would set him off. So it was the entire time.
And I almost not repeated that cycle, but I dated someone in high school around the same age that you were when you had me, who was abusive. And I never told you until I was like well into adulthood.
Right.
And it, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And when I moved to Chicago, I got a frantic call from my aunt saying that this person who I dated when I was in high school, first year in college, had just killed his wife in front of her son on an interstate in Delaware. So, and when I was, you know, and he was extremely jealous, very possessive,
Yeah.
a little older than me, but I never shared a lot what was going on with me when I was a teenager, but it was pretty much the same thing that you went through. And, you know, thank God that I was able to get out of that.
Yeah.
But a lot of people didn't know that.
Thought he was a nice guy.
Everyone thought he was a nice guy. Yeah. All right. This is a celebration.
Any more? Yeah.
Any more questions?
This is Sharon from Norfolk, sister.
Hi, Sharon.
I just want to say congratulations to my dear friend Joan, as well as her daughter Tereska. And I want to say that, Joan, you are already a motivational speaker. You're just going to expand your platform. So I see that in your future because, you know, I talk about it all of the time, how you motivated me. So I just want to say congratulations and keep moving forward, keep celebrating life, and your platform is going to enlarge. You're already a motivational speaker. Thank you.
Thank you, Sharon.
You're welcome.
Miss Joan.
Who's that?
You're welcome.
Somebody's saying something.
Does someone else have a question?
Hi, Miss Joan. It's Pat and Poppy.
Oh, hey, Pat.
We just want to say, congratulations on the book.
Thank you.
And I'm so excited. I'm getting mine tomorrow. So I will be reading it very quickly. And I know I haven't known you that long, but you have always been such a positive person. And I know you and I have talked about some things. So I'm excited, and I just wanted to say congratulations.
Thank you, Pat. Thank you so much.
And you keep speaking, keep motivating, and doing the things and enjoying life.
Yep, going to do that. Thank you.
All right, honey. Congratulations, you all.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Right. Any other questions?
So I have a question. Hi, Tereska. Hi, Mama J. It's Pamela. I just wanted to first congratulate you both. It's a big feat. I've heard Tereska go through this process for many moons, and she's made it. So congratulations on that. That just shows your tenacity, and congratulations for creating that creature who's able to put your story out for the world. Like, what a gift and a legacy you're leaving behind. I think that for me, I've always admired your light of how you just move in the world. Like, you don't let grass grow under your feet. You keep it moving, and you do it with such joy. It really is. It's a bar that I pray to reach, right? So I think that you are setting a standard for all of us who are at this age now where we're finding our new normals, and that it's not like we're being put out to graze. It's like we now are looking for what the next steps are. So I just give you a lot of credit. And immediately when I met you, your energy already fed me.
Oh,
so I just telling you that what you're doing, especially for people who are in our age range, me and Tereska's age range of like the 50s, like we've left the youth of it all, but moving into this other era, you make me excited for what's coming. and what I want to turn around and do next. And I mean, like you're talking about taking on a new career with public speaking. And what are we, 73? Like you do it. And I mean, I think that that's important to make sure that it's becomes a norm and not the like it should be something that now is what we look at. Our age, our ability to live longer and to live better and quality of life. Like you are the epitome of that example. So kudos, and I'm appreciative of what you put out there. And I can't wait to read the book. But I just love you to pieces before even reading it.
Thank you, Miss Pam.
You're welcome, my love.
All right. Any more questions? If not, any more questions? No? All right. Well, we have 2 events coming up, live events. One here in, question? Well, one here, we're in Massachusetts in North Andover on December the 2nd. We'll be posting details about that soon. And then also we're coming to Delaware on Monday, November 25th. So the Monday before Thanksgiving. So we'll be sharing details about that as well. So for those of you who are in those areas, if you want to join us in person, we'd love to see you. And we'll have books where we'll be able to sign and talk a little bit more. But now we want to do our toast. We're going to do our toast. Did everyone have their
I see Leslie.
Adult beverage.
Leslie rates her glass. Who is that? I see.
Everyone, all right. Nice. Miss Angel has
Grayson's races.
Grayson, my son, has his juice box.
Barbara's got her glass.
It's not yet 5 o'clock in California, so I'm gonna wait a little bit. But I got you.
That's fine. That is fine. So,
well, everybody's not
yeah.
Be on
all right. So this is to you.
Oh, thank you.
To celebrating life and to teaching us all how to celebrate life and live in the moment and live each day as if it were our last. Sometimes hard to do, but thank you for the reminder every day. I love you.
Love you.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Wow.
Well, thank you all. And hopefully by now you all have voted or are going to the polls tomorrow, beginning at 7 a.m. And whoever your candidate of choice was or is, hope you exercise your right. And thank you. We love all of you. This means the world to us that you were able to join us tonight. So thank you. And we'll be talking to you all soon. Love you.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right.